Hi, Joe Mitchell here, and welcome to the 10-Minute Educator, where I strive to give you usable information and techniques and hacks that you can put into practice today to make a difference in your life. So today, we're talking about triggers. And before we get to triggers, I want to really focus on something that's critical when we look at our lives, and that is the outside circumstances do not create our reality, our inner reality. We create our inner reality, and many times we put too much emphasis on the outer circumstances. They're just not that important. I mean, of course, there are things that happen outside that can be devastating even. But what we want to be in a habitual way is we want to bring the joy. We want to bring it. We want to intentionally create a joyful life. And that's what I've been writing about in my book. And that's what I have discovered the power of tapping to help to do that. So how do we do that? Like on a practical. Well, what we have to do is make it a habit. And making it a habit isn't all that difficult at all. The most important thing is that we do it on a regular basis and that we link it to another habit, so that it is triggered when this other habit happens. So one of the things that I was in a course yesterday, and the man was saying that he had been studying with Brendan Burchard as a head eye, and it really reminded me of the 50-10 rule. And the 50-10 rule is you work for 50 minutes and then you take a 10-minute break. And you set yourself up so that you put an alarm on your watch. And you could do it on an hourly basis. He said he did it like three times during the day. And during that time, when that alarm goes off, you take a break, you stretch out a little bit, you get your body loose and limber and up, and then you remember your words, your key words, and you then can also have the opportunity to be grateful, because that's a perfect time to trigger yourself. Okay, so we have to. I'm sorry, I'm just having a little trouble here because it's like my phone just decided it wanted to play its own game. So, anyways, here we are. So, back to you. What I want you so I want to tell you one of the things that I do, which I highly recommend as a trigger. And what I do is when I go to the men's room, to the bathroom, when I finish with my duties there, then I do a tapping sequence, and I go through the tapping points, the EFT tapping points, and first of all, I look to see how grateful do I feel? How joyful am I? Am I bringing the joy? And if I'm not really doing it, then I tap on that. And then I also, at the end of the tapping, and I only tap for 30 seconds, but at the end of that 30 seconds, I ask myself, what could I be grateful for right now? And I think of one thing that I could be grateful for right now. And I do that every time I use the men's room. So it becomes a habit. It's kind of like something that's a regular thing. It doesn't take a long time, and I don't have to even say any words. But what you want to do is you want to create a trigger so that gratitude becomes a habit. What am I grateful for? That question becomes a habit several times a day. Simple enough, right? Well, the whole thing is how could you do it? So just take a moment and just take a look in the future and just see yourself. Maybe in the bathroom, you flush the toilet, and then you look in the mirror and you say, what is one thing that I'm really grateful for? And you say something simple. I'm really grateful for that I have my health. Or I'm really grateful that I'm not freezing my butt off. I'm not outside. It's snowing right now, as a matter of fact. So you just, and then and feel it. And that's the other thing, is you feel it. So you can do this, and it's really beautiful. So did you see yourself doing it? Did you see yourself like looking in the mirror, looking at yourself and saying, well, yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you. And if there's something that's in the way, something that's, oh, it's been a rough day, now you have your tapping cut out for you. And you can just do some tapping and let it go. You can say release, you can let it go. What am I grateful for? Thanks so much for listening. I'd like to invite you to go to my website and get some free stuff there. And one of the things that I have is I have a few chapters of my book here, The Art of Joyful Achieving. You're welcome to it. And there's a lot of other things in there that you can do, including having a session with me where we'll dive deep into what's going on with you. And I'd love to do that for you as well. So please have yourself a great day, evening, morning, whatever time it is. I hope that you maximize it and that you ask yourself on a regular, what am I grateful for? And answer that question with heart. Thanks again, Joe Mitchell, activateyourgreatness.com.